Foreclosures are up 185% from this time last year. Banks are aggressively going after homes that are not being paid for, and they're putting them up for auction. Depending where you are in the United States, there are different processes on how this is actually done. In Florida, and in many states like Florida, there is something called a judicial auction. Now, because we're in the year 2022, most of these auctions are now done online. I'm going to show you exactly how one of these auctions is done live. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you what properties are being sold, how much people are bidding for these properties, and what happens at the end. I'm also going to show you, and I'm going to show you some tips that if you are trying to do this for yourself, some things that you need to avoid, because there's a couple of these properties that are grenades that if somebody buys them, they might not know what to do and it might blow up in their face. So what we're going to be looking at here is the Miami-Dade County foreclosure calendar. This is the actual auction calendar. These houses are actually being sold as we go through them. So you're going to see a timer and you're going to see bids. We're going to talk about each property as they happen. I'm going to explain a little bit about the process, what to do in these situations, what not to do, and what I think about what's happening. So it starts in about 15 seconds. But once it starts, we're going to go through each property, like I said, and we're going to talk about them. And I'm going to teach you a little bit on how to do this if you're thinking about doing this on your own. So it's going to get going right here. What we're looking at is the actual little card for each property. This first property is located here. Here's the address. This is the final judgment amount, this amount right here. This is the amount of money that the bank is actually owed from their final judgment. Now, as you can see, we've started up. Now, the first bid here is $315,000. This $470,000 here is the minimum bid that the bank will take. This $552,000 is the most the bank wants. So this property here, if we look at it, is located here. It's about the Zillow estimate is about $459,000, which is here. So if the property goes for anywhere below that, I mean, you know, Zillow is not the only authority, and I don't work for Zillow and I have nothing to do with Zillow. I'm using Zillow just because it's just kind of a standard thing. There are other sites. It's called an AVM, an automatic value. Now, oh, that one already went for $350, so that's good. This one is another one located 8801 Northwest 33rd Road. This one is right here, valued at $362,000 according to Zillow. So, if we look at this, the high bid, the final judgment is $380,000. We don't know the plaintiff's maximum bid here. The high bid is $296,000 right now. We looked at the value. The value is about $362. So there is some space there. They're right. Depending on what the bank will take, if it won't take less than $380, then I guess you could buy it for $380, but you're not getting much of a deal in this situation. So we're watching this one at 301. If we look at this. This is a foreclosure from the way you interpret these codes up here. This is a 2016 foreclosure case. This is the case number, and these are just the code from the court. The final judgment amount is the amount of money that the bank won in the final judgment. That's how much was owed at the time when the final judgment happened. That final judgment could be old. It could be recent. We're not sure. I didn't do that research, but you can find that out. And there's different things that happen depending on how old the judgment is. But for our purposes today, the final judgment is $380,955, and the property here, which is at $362. So it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, small house, an old house, looks like. So it's going up. in increments. It looks like a little over $1,000. The minimum bid is $100. I'm sorry, the minimum increment is $100. So you can see, this one is 305, 300. This one might go now because usually by this point, when they start bidding these small increments, are going up by $100. Either it's going to jump up significantly, or it's just going to peter off, and we're going to get a sale here. Now, there's a couple of jewels that we're going to look at in this case. I'm sorry, in this auction. There's one coming up, which is a huge difference between the final judgment and the and what could potentially go. Okay, this one's going less than 10 seconds. You see it. Looks like it's probably going to sell at 305, 300, and we're going to go on to the next one. Usually by this point, someone else has bid, and there it goes. High bidder. Okay. Let's see. This one is this one's located at 2129, which is right here. This one's at 385. This is a small house. This is kind of a nice little house in a northern part of Miami Gardens, which is an up-and-coming area close to the stadium here in Miami. Okay, so what did we say the value was? At 385. The final judgment here is actually very low, 183. So this one is actually pretty good. See, the high bid's already at 312. So people know this property. This is a hot area. People are buying in this area. So the bid is at 312,000. This is probably going to go at 312, 100. We're not sure what we're going to do here, but it seems like it's going to go. You can see how fast these properties go. By the way, this is a fast. Oh, someone bid a little bit more. It looks like they bid about $9,000 more. So there's somebody out there who's interested in this one. So as you every time somebody bids, the bid clock jumps up another minute. So then you have another minute for counter bids. If someone else bids more, it starts out again at a minute, and so on. So this one looks like it might go for 320 because no one else has bid. This is a great area, Miami Gardens, in northern part of Miami. It's actually the most African American city in the United States. There's a lot of diversity there. It's close to Miami. It's part of Miami County. It's a little north of Miami, and it's up. Someone else bid, so we got another $5,000. See, this is a very good area. Now, people, I guess, are seeing this 385 value. It's a single family home to 3.2. So these houses are they're very sought after. People want these homes. So it looks like we're going to get some extended bidding on this one. See, this one didn't go as fast as the other one. When we're all done, we're going to see exactly how much this house sold. Now, if you're into this and you want to do this type of thing, there's some rules and some things you need to understand. You need to have the cash, first of all. This is not a finance type of thing. You can't win one of these bids and then go to a bank and get any kind of money. So you need the cash. So this is somebody who has cash or has access to cash. There are companies, there are people that do this. There's people that go out and find money for this type of purpose and use it to buy these houses. This is pretty much, hold on, let's go back to this. It's going 10 seconds. It looks like it's going to go at 325, 800. Oh, it jumped up to 330. People really want this one. So I've been doing this for about 14 years. I watched these, in the past it wasn't like this. It wasn't online. It was literally on the steps of the court. When you hear about your house being sold on the steps of the court, that literally used to happen. In some places still does. But for the most part, these online bid sites like this one, this is not a website, by the way. This is not a bid site. This is the official county auction. It's not like a separate a different auction website. This is the actual county website. In the past, you would actually physically have to go to the courthouse. I keep looking over because I want to make sure we don't miss it. That you would actually go to the to the courthouse and bid there in front of people, in front of the sheriff and in front of the other people. Okay, we're going back. We got less than 10 seconds. This one's probably going to go at 330, 300, and it's probably going to be gone Finalizing 330, 300. Okay, the next one. The next one right here is, let me see. This one is 14. I think this is the one we're talking about. Yes. Okay. So this is a final judgment of 289 from 2017. The assessed value is 302. Okay, I'll talk about assessed value in a second. But the high bid is over at 360. This property has a street value of $859,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, giant house. It's on the water. This is the type of property that you can make a lot of money on. So if you're out there bidding, this is the one that's probably going to get the most action. This is the jewel of today's auction, I think. I'm overlooking these things. See, it's already going fast. 403. It's gonna get hotter than that. This is an it's almost $900,000 property. Like these people, if they were to win at 403, then they would get a $500,000 windfall. It's a huge amount of money. This in the past, like I said, this wasn't really the way it was. You didn't really get these auctions where you would have a lot of multiple bidders. Usually in the past, these properties went to the plaintiff. Why? Because people weren't really buying real estate, especially after 2008 and the crash. It wasn't a thing that people did. So this would what would happen in a situation if nobody bid over this final judgment amount, which is the 289. Then the property would go back to the bidder, to the bank, which is the plaintiff. Okay, in this situation, the property is obviously already over the 289, and it's at 412,000. This is going to go to whoever buys it. The way it works here, and I think this is similar in other places, is that it's not an automatic thing. You need to first you have to put some sort of deposit. Usually it's 10%. So for these big properties, you need to put $40,000-$50,000 down. I mean, obviously they don't know what the final judgment's what the final amount's gonna be, but it needs to be at least 10% of the final judgment. So you put, in this situation, it's about $30,000. You have to put as a reserve, as a deposit. If you're the highest bidder, then you have 24 hours to put the rest of the money. There's also some expenses on top of it. So it's not exactly what you bid. It's a little bit more, about 2 to 3% more, which is the doc stamps with the transfer documents, and there's a clerk's fee of 1.5%. So there's a little bit more that you have to pay when you buy this. So this is for people that have money, who have money and the ability to put money out there and to put these deals together. But again, this one, someone's going to make a lot of money. So already at 442, it keeps going up. This one is going to get high. I'm suspecting this one's going to go for at least 700,000. So this one's going to be a little while. It's going to take a little while. See, it's going up. Now the increments are small. Looks like they're about $5,000 increments. I believe at some point, and I don't know this, I should know this, but I don't know this, that the timer starts getting shorter. It doesn't automatically, it doesn't go to a minute, but maybe I'm wrong about that, because sometimes it gets shorter. I guess I have to look that up, and when I find out, I'll let you know. But this one, again, we're at a minute. It's 448. It went up a little bit more. I'm guessing it's going to go up by another 5,000. Usually these bigger amounts go up in $5,000 amounts in bids, because there's really no point in betting $100. It's kind of a waste of time. So this one is probably going to go up to 552. Now, this property, like I said, is located in a very nice part of Miami. This is right on the water. It's close to this is the beach over here. So this is probably about 5 miles from the beach. It is a sought after area because of the water and the size of the home, which is very unusual to have such a big home. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 4,000 square foot house. So it's significant in size. It's still going. at 452 now. And so this one, the Zillow puts a value at 859. You got to be a little careful with Zillow. Zillow is not the only site out there. What they do is something called an AVM. An AVM is an automatic value metric. I think the M stands for metric or measure. What it is there's a computer algorithm that they use they look at the property values, the other property values around. Then I keep looking over because I want to make sure that we don't miss it. It takes basically an average of what are the other sites are saying, what the sales are according to the MLS, which is the website that real estate agents use, and it looks at sales, it looks at comparable costs per square foot, and it comes up with this value. So it's not completely off, okay, but it's not a market value. Market value basically is whatever people are willing to pay for something, right? It is some value. So it is worth at least looking at that. I would look at various. I wouldn't just look at one. Now, there's one problem with Zillow, okay? And with these sites, that if the property is listed, then the listing price is what these websites pick up. So you're looking at the listing price. Now, the listing price is probably the market price. So you're really not that off, but it's not. I guess it's possible that you have a property that is off by some amount of money because the listing price is off. So you have to be sure that what you're dealing with is not it could be the listing price, but the idea is that the listing price has gone through a process with the real estate agent where they've looked at it and said this is the market price. So, okay, let's go back to this property. We're at 466. Again, this one's going to take a while because of the length of time that it takes to get there. So we're going to do a little Hollywood magic, and we're going to skip to the end. I'm just going to watch it, and we're going to do a little fast forward because there's no point in sitting here for the next 20 minutes. It might take that long. But we are going to do that right now. Okay, so it looks like we might be coming to the end here at $480,100. Yeah, that's it. 480,000 for a property worth $859,000. That's huge, my friends. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but that's a lot of money that these people are going to make. Okay, we're going to do one more, and that's it. This one is another small little house in Miami Gardens, 287. It's already the high bids already at 352. It's the property here. This one's a good two. This one's at 530. So we'll ride this one out. 530 is the value. 1682. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so again, this is again in Miami Gardens. So a lot of movement in these areas. These are big homes, 3-bedroom, 2 baths, and they are going for significantly more than what they were being sold at a few years ago. Again, so we're looking at, okay, let me explain a couple more things here. If you were to do this, there would be a place bid button here. I have an account, so this is not what you would see normally. You have to set up an account. It doesn't cost anything, but if you're interested, you do it. You place a bid. If identical bids are going, so it keeps you go through. It tells you if identical bids are placed prior to the auction start date, the first participant to bid the bid will be deemed the official high bidder. There's all kinds of risks saying that if you got to know what you're doing, confirm, understand does not consume. This is all like that you know what you're doing, and there's certain risks. And then there's a thing. Okay, so this is where you would put your bid. You have no deposit here. So I can't bid anything, but this is what it would look like. So your current bid, your maximum bid, this is a foreclosure. You would type in $1 million, $1 million. If I did that, it's going to say you don't have any money, you don't have enough deposits. So I can't actually bid $1 million. But if you were to do that, it went. We missed it. Let's see, we can go find it here so we know where it went. Closed auction. These are, okay, so that one, the address on this one was 1682. Let's go find it. 1682. 1682, I think it's this one here. So this one went to 371 800. They got a property that's worth 530,000. So these people are going to make some money on this one. You have to understand, if you're going to be doing this type of auction buying and stuff, this is not for the amateur. This is not eBay. Okay, eBay doesn't matter if you bid something, you lose $100, whatever. This is a lot of money that you're dealing with. And there are actually some of these that are extremely dangerous that you should never bid on. There's one in particular here that is an association. Where is it? It's an association sale. And if I can find it, this one right here. This one right here is an association. Okay, how do I know this? First of all, by the very low final judgment. People get really excited when they see that. Because like, oh, I can get this property, which is worth significant amount of money. Actually, if we look at it, I think I have it set up here. Yes, this is it right here. This is a $778,000 property. Okay, and this people say, oh, I can get this for $144,000. I'm sorry, for $27,000, a little bit more. No, you can't. This is an association. Associations are right here. Or this is a second mortgage, basically. So this is probably a second mortgage. This potentially could be a first mortgage. I don't think so. Or it could be some sort of association. You have to be really careful. When these are very low amounts, you have to do more research. You can't just jump in on this one and assume that you're going to get this incredible deal. Because, like I said, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And if you're really interested in buying this property in particular, you need to do more research. You need to probably get a title search. It costs a few $100. You can go talk a title company, and they'll do it for you. Probably $200-300, maybe a little bit more. But they will tell you what this is. If this is the first mortgage, okay, or if it's an association and there is no other mortgage on it, then go for it. This is a great deal. This is a $778,000 property that you could get for probably whatever it is, over $27,000. It's going to go for more than that, but it's going to be a good deal. But if it's not like that, then you need to be careful. This one right here is an association, I believe. Yes, this one is an association. Yeah, right here. See, the plaintiff is Terrace North Turnberry Condo Association. When you see something like this, is an estate. So this is somebody that passed away, and then they went to the association. The association. Nobody paid the association, so now the association is going to bid off their final judgment, which what the property owes. This is again the same type of deal. If you buy this house, all you're paying off is the association. You're still subject to every other mortgage on top of this, so you have to be really careful, because a lot of times people buy these properties thinking, oh, I got a great deal. This property, I think I have it here somewhere. Where is it? It's not this one. It's this one. This is a $549,000 property that it looks like you can get for $50,000. No, you can't, unless the property is paid off on the first mortgage. If the first mortgage is paid off, then yeah, you can get whatever you get. Whatever your bid is what you get. If there is a first mortgage, then you get it subject to the first mortgage. Okay, let's just do this last one, because I know you guys are excited and want to do this, and then I got to finish. This one is 300 Southwest 52nd Avenue. Let's go find that one. I have all these prepared here. 300 Southwest. Now, what I did obviously is I went and did a lot of research before. Here we go. Okay, this one, Zillow estimate is $571,000. The property is going for the final judgment is $318. We're already at $400,000. These properties, people like these properties. I can tell you that this is a close-in area of Miami. This is it looks like the type of house that people like. It's a single-family home, 3-bedroom. This could be rented probably for $4,000 a month now. The rents are so high, and it's in a good area. So this one is probably worth the money. Let's watch this one out, and then I'm gonna close it up because I can't do this only. I have to work. I'm a lawyer. I have clients to see in a little bit, and I'm doing this in real time, so I can't stay here all day. Now this one's already at 400,000, 420,000, and it's gonna go probably around for that amount of money. If this one, what would happen in the situation is that you get these properties subject to, the only thing you would have to pay, hold on, let's see if it goes, 420, 400, no, somebody bid $200 more. See that? See, like they're going up a little bit. So this one's going to go right now, probably at this, right? Because if they're bidding at $100, then we're probably at the end. But like I said, what you get when you buy these foreclosed properties is you get good title. You get what's called marketable title, which means that you can go and sell it. Now, there's some things that this foreclosure does not wipe out. The one thing in particular doesn't wipe out property taxes. Now, if it is a big bank that's foreclosing, the property taxes are most likely paid off because banks don't let property taxes lapse. That's not 100%. It's not every time. So you got to check it. But let's assume that the property taxes are paid off. If it's a big bank, then really the only thing you would have to pay is any kind of county lien that the property might have, or the other thing that you might have to pay are associations. Now, single family homes generally don't have associations. So you don't have to pay associations on a single family home because there is none. But if it's in a condo, if they weren't paying their first mortgage, they probably weren't paying the association either. So therefore you have two liens. You have the association lien and you have the first mortgage. In Florida, I'm talking Florida, okay? So don't come here and say, oh, well, tax is different. I get it. Texas is different, very different. Florida is one thing, Texas is something else. In Florida, the first mortgage, foreclosure wipes out all mortgages below it, so it's first mortgage and then second mortgage and the other mortgages. It does not wipe out HOA liens. So HOA liens you would have to pay in full price. So if it's a condo that's it's been in foreclosure for a while, you might want to check it. People ask me, well, how do I find out? How do I find out? You can't find out. You call them, they're going to say, well, I don't know. If you call the association, they're not going to tell you. Oh, it went up a little bit more. But if you're smart, then you might be able to figure it out by looking at what is actually owed and and if there's a foreclosure already. What is actually paid every month. You might be able to calculate that, kind of give you an idea how long it's been in foreclosure. That would be the high amount. Also, sometimes these liens are recorded. The association puts a lien on the property and that's recorded. You can find out kind of where we are with that. So you're gonna have to eyeball it. So you have to factor that in. In this situation, there is none, and it looks like it's gonna go at 402,500. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna speed this up, get to the end, because I don't want to sit here for the next 10 minutes if this is gonna go up in $100 increments. These people are bidding at $100. Yeah, see. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so it looks like we're getting to the end of this one. 405,600 third party. All right, guys. So that's it for now. Like I said, I got to get to work. So I'm going to keep doing some of these. And especially if you watch it, you like it, let me know. Because I don't do many of these, but people seem to like when I get into the actual auction. Because again, all homeowners are real estate investors. We all dream about buying homes and buying investment properties. This is one of the ways to do it. It's not the easiest, but it's the most direct. You don't have to deal with anything. The good thing is no realtor costs, no closing costs beyond what you have to pay the court. But beyond that, this might be a way that you might want to buy a property. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep doing these videos and other videos about loan modification and other things as we get going. Thank you very much.